Well, hi. Hello. I'm ready to play with some makeup. I just got this in the mail yesterday and I have not opened it yet. In this box is a collection of the cheapest products that you can buy at full price at Sephora. That was one of my things is I was like, I'm not going to buy something on sale because chances are they're not going to be selling it that much longer. And that's annoying if I like make this video and then a week later or even a day later, the products are gone. So if you are interested in what the cheapest products are at Sephora and how they perform in an all day wear test, hang tight. We're getting into it right now. I am so mad at myself right now because 2 weeks ago, what was it, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I got a pimple. And I don't get pimples that often, right? And look, because I messed with it, it's still there. If I had just left it alone, it would be gone. It would be way gone. Because I'm never going to learn. It doesn't matter how old I get. I'm never going to learn to stop messing with my pimples whenever I get them. Thank you, perimenopause, for bringing me back to puberty. So it is actually morning time, my time, which is unusual for me to be able to get my stuff together and film this early. But I do have maintenance on my well coming. I'm on well water and there's a maintenance guy coming at about 11:30. So I need to make sure I am way done with this before he gets here. If you are not on well water, I'd never been on well water before we moved here, and man, is it a pain in the butt. All right, so this box is full of products. I have a ton of products to share with you, and I'm so excited to jump into this. Let me just go ahead and zoom in, and let's start putting the stuff on. All right, so already we're having a day. Our water's messed up, so I was unable to wash my hair today, hence the ponytail. But you know what? The show must go on. Let me go ahead and start putting this stuff on. I'm so excited. Okay, so starting with this I actually owned previously. This is the Ordinary's High-Adherence Silicone Primer. It is the cheapest primer you can get at Sephora right now. And I did own this before, and I actually ran out of it, and I never run out of face primers, like ever, because it is a really good face primer. It is different, though, than what I would expect for something advertised as a silicone primer. It is more moisturizer. There is some silicone in it, but anybody looking for a silicone primer to fill pores, I don't feel like this is it. It says it has adaptive silicones. I don't really know what that means. I'm sure that people over at The Ordinary know, but I don't know what that means. It says it acts as a matte, hydrating, blurring primer for makeup that looks high definition and lasts longer. It can be used alone as a non-greasy hydrator to reduce the look of pores and imperfections. Uses the last step in skincare regimen, either on its own or as a makeup primer. One thing I love about this is that you can't even feel it hardly on your face once you put it on. It is just makes your face feel kind of smooth, but there's no silicone slip. It's not thick, it's not heavy, it's not overly hydrating or moisturizing where you can like feel a layer of it on your face. It just kind of disappears into the skin. And I do feel like this makes makeup last longer, just based on my use of it over the years, because this is now my second one and I'm excited to have this again because it's been a minute since I've had it. Oh, one thing I wanted to do is I really wanted to try this. So I was like, what excuse could I make to buy this? This is the Sephora brand lip sleeping mask in the strawberry flavor, and it was only $5. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use this on my lips before to kind of get my lips prepped for makeup. So I'm not using this as a sleeping mask, but I will. I definitely will. I have a Milani Blueberry one that I've been using for a while, but it's almost gone, and this is going to replace it. I'm surprised. It is more of a lip oil than anything. It's very slippy, and it's very, very thin. I thought it was going to be thicker, almost like the Laneige sleeping mask, but it's not. It's very thin, but I don't hate it. It feels good. And it does smell like strawberries, but not like a sugary strawberry, more like a fresh strawberry. But you can tell that it's makeup. It doesn't smell like a real strawberry. You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting a lot of mini products for this video because that was how I could build my full face. So this is the first mini that we're seeing. This is actually really new from Tarte. This is their new Maracuja Juicy Glow Foundation, and I'm hoping that it's the right shade. It looks pretty good. Looks like I got shade 28N Medium Neutral. It is a medium flexible coverage skin tint that brightens, moisturizes, and smooths. You're supposed to squeeze a dime-sized amount onto the back of the hand and dot evenly onto the face. Use a dense brush or fingers to blend in circular motions, starting at the center of the face and blending outward. So a dime size. Let's do that. Not a dime size? That's a little smaller than a dime. But if we spread it out, now it's a dime. Close to it. It might be a little dark for me now looking at it. That's okay. We're just going to go with it. We're going to see. Oh, yeah, that's definitely too dark for me. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no, it's too dark. They didn't have a lot of shade options, and the lighter one looked way too light. So we're going to have a little tan today. Not intentional. Hopefully, I can blend it in okay. We will see. Oh, my gosh. Definitely too dark. I always err on the side of getting one too light. So when lately I've been getting them accidentally too dark because I'm overcorrecting. It's not that bad. I don't know, it's pretty bad. It looks pretty. It's very dewy. It's like shiny, shiny. I don't know. This color is not right. I don't know why I got medium neutral. I never get medium shades. I usually get light medium or even light for some brands. I wish there was like some kind of universal like Pantone color or something that we could all agree on. You know, they can call it whatever they want, but then have like a Pantone color guide because that is, I look like Oompa Loompa. This is not. But you know what? We're testing the formula too, so we're just going to keep going with it. And the guy that's coming to fix my water today hopefully doesn't notice. Because it definitely... Oh my gosh, look at this. This teeny tiny baby concealer. This is from Nudestix. This is their mini Nudestix cream concealer. It's $9 for this little teeny tiny guy. Gosh. It says it's formulated with skin-loving botanicals to visibly smooth texture and reduce redness. It's dot and dab onto eye area and face with the applicator, your fingers, or a brush, and then blend, layer, and pat to build extra coverage where desired. So let's do that. And I can always add more. So we're just going to start there and see how it goes. And I'm just going to use my fingers because I do recommend that. And I feel like I get the most coverage when I use my fingers. That's not a lot of coverage. At all. What happened? Where did you go? Where did it go? I feel like it didn't really do anything. Like, what is happening? It's just blending in. It's like a moisturizer. Hold on. Let's put it on my freckle. Test your freckle. You're hired. All right. I went a little the wrong direction, but we're going to blend over him. I don't know. It's covering a little bit, but that's definitely... No. Maybe a tiny bit. Let's try another layer, and let's see if that helps. Maybe just building over itself. And we'll go bloop. And then we'll do a little bit of the little highlighting thing that I like to do, especially since my face is so dark unnecessarily right now. Okay, it seems to be building nicely. But we'll see once I get it all blended out. It built up a little bit, so that's good. But definitely, if you're trying to cover something significant, this is not the concealer for you. Try using a brush over here. I love this little brush. This is the BK Beauty 109 brush. I love when they make brushes that I'm used to being like the shape. I'm used to this being bigger, but they made a smaller version of it, and I love this. Okay, for face powder, I already had this, so I didn't buy another one because I have plenty of it. This is a Sephora Translucent Loose Setting Powder. It is freaking phenomenal. It is a fabulous, fabulous powder. I definitely compare it to the Laura Mercier one that everyone raves about. I know some people don't love that one, but I personally do. I'm going to set all over my face because I feel like my face is very shiny after that Tarte foundation. And it's not a cute shiny. It's not like a luminous, pretty shiny, like a natural shiny. It's like a, you're wearing really shiny foundation shiny. That looks so much better. I'm still the wrong color though. Oompa loompa doopity-doo. For eye primer, I got the ABH Mini Eye Primer. This little guy was $13. It is a travel size water resistant eye primer in a light colored base. So it says that a little bit does go a long way and you're supposed to either blend it out with your fingertips or a small concealer brush. Again, I'm just going to use my fingertips. And why am I doing this and there's still nothing coming out? Oh, there it is. There's still nothing coming out. Oh. I got a little overzealous there. So they say a little bit goes a long way, and I think this is way too much. That was my fault. I was trying to show you that I was squeezing it, nothing was coming out, and then all of a sudden it just went bloop. Story of my life. It's a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to use this kind of as a palette and just dab a little from there. I like the tint on it. It's very, very thin. I think that's what happened is I was expecting it to come out like a paste, and it's a liquid, which is unusual. For eyebrows, again, an ABH product. This is the DipBrow Gel Mini. It's $9. They say it's a highly pigmented brow gel with a long-lasting waterproof formula for creating fuller, defined brows, like the DipBrow Pomade. I got dark brown, and that looks accurate to dark brown, unlike the one that I got for the Ulta version of this video where it said that it was dark brown, and it was not dark brown. It was like a medium red brown, which was weird. So ABH says, brush DipBrow gel from the arch and extend toward the tail. Fill in the front of the brow toward the arch using the remaining product on the wand. Brush in the direction of the hair's natural growth. All right, I'm switching to magnification. Magnification, go. All right, so we're going to start here and see. I'm scared of this because the original DipBrow was a little too intense for me. But this one, that's not bad. And actually quite fast. What? I'm actually kind of in love with this. Like, did you see how easy that was? Oh my gosh. It is very intense, but I would expect that from a DipBrow. Oh, that was my fault. I would expect that from a DipBrow product to be pretty intense. Let me get a little more product because I think I used up what I needed. It feels really dry in here. Like there really isn't a lot of product in there. Let's see. Wow, that was so fast. Like, are you serious right now? That was so much easier than I expected it to be. Man, you know what? I got my issues with ABH, but they create some really good brow products, I swear. Like, what? I mean, it does have a little bit of flaking happening. That's my only critique is there are some little flakes here and there. I'm going to use the back end of another pencil just to brush this up to kind of do that feathered look that you know is so on trend right now. Very cute. And I did not get a brow gel, so let me grab one of those. I should have gotten a brow gel. I did not get a brow gel. But I want to keep my brows up. Very nice. I do not hate this. It looks a bit Groucho Marx right now, but I think that it is going to really fit in well once I get the rest of my face done. More coffee, more coffee. All right. I put that foundation on and I think I rubbed off this whole lip mask. So I'm going to put a little bit more on so I can get a little more hydration before I do the liquid lipstick because I'm a little scared about this liquid lipstick that I got. And I want to make sure I'm as hydrated as possible. This is the item that I am most excited about because I remember when these came out and I was like, those are so cute and they're only $10. This is the Sephora Color Shifter Eye Palette. They have a bunch of natural ones, but I wanted to go out of my comfort zone and I got the pink one. It is so cute. Look at these shades. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to play with these. When you see these yellow brushes, these are Angie Nudefix Singe Beauty brushes. Angie's a friend of mine, but I did purchase these and these are freaking fabulous. Oh my gosh, and this is so funny. This is Angie from Hot and Flashy. This is her collab with BK Beauty. So we're going to be using the Angie brushes on our eyes today. For the sake of time, let me go ahead and put on some music while I get this eye look on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Bad little flex, she wanna know me. I stay low key, all gas, no brakes, baby, let them hoes sleep. Body on 10, make your girl OD. I get in my way, never out of my lane. Feel like you the one and I'm on one. So what it's gonna be? Baby, squad up, we finna go deep. Riding on a team, got what you need. Baby, won't you keep me company? Give me something to do when I get lonely. I got something for you when we get home. If you let me put it down, when I hit the town, you should slide on me. Keep your minds on me. On try, baby, I think you should side with me. Stay solid one time if you lie with me. Just promise you never lie to me. Keep the moves on tuck. I know it's all up. Everything good. Keep the vibes on crush. I know it's all good. Know it's all love. Know it's all love. I've been feeling like the man lately. Can't nobody do it like I can daily. Baddest in the lattice in the land. Body turn your nigga to a fan.
it where I'm at on my own. Had a couple blocks in the road, but I get to the bag on the low. I be counting stacks while they grow, yeah, you know me. Baby, won't you keep me company? Give me something to do when I get lonely. I got something for you.
Okay, I think I'm so sad. This is not good. This is I mean, I guess it's one of those things. I know you get what you pay for, all of that, but Sephora eyeshadows can be very good. It just depends. And this is, I am not digging on this right now. I just felt like it took a lot for them to build. And like, this shade sucks. Like, this is awful. Like, it is just, it's powdery and just... It's just chunky looking. Like you see like the chunky glitters in there. It leaves such a weird finish on the eyes. It's just weird. And the topper is really weird too. Let me just swatch all of these for you on my arm just so you can see what we're dealing with. So this is a single swatch. I mean, that's just sad. That is so sad. Let me swatch that one again. This guy that you can barely see. Let me put it again. You know what? I'll double swatch all of them because sometimes shadows can build, but these performance-wise, it was so like, it felt cheap. Like as I was using it, it felt like not good. There is the double swatch and it's just disappointing, you know? It's disappointing. But let us move on and let's see how the look ends up finishing up. For eyeliner, I got a pencil liner. This is the Sephora Collection Eyeliner Pencil to Go. It is $6. So it's just a regular sharpenable pencil liner. Let me swatch it so I know what I'm getting into here. Okay. All right. It's creamy. It's not overly soft. It's not super hard. So that is a good sign. Now thinking about it, I think a brown liner probably would have looked better with this eyeshadow, but like, look how it's already disappearing right there. Let me retouch this a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit more of this color shifter shade up toward my crease a little bit because I feel like it's just not, maybe that was my application. Maybe it's disappearing into my crease. I don't know, but I want to make sure I give it the best, most fair shot possible. It's just the way it applies, it's so patchy. It's like you never know if you're going to get a lot or a little bit. Ugh, not a fan, not a fan. Oh, it's dry. It felt better in the swatch, but it is kind of dry. It's not terrible though. I've definitely worked with worse. I don't think that a wing is happening. I don't think that that's possible. It's just, it's too crumbly. It's too dry. It's not moving enough. So we'll just leave it at like that teeny tiny baby wing. Yeah, it's really difficult to work with. For mascara today, I got Rare Beauty. This is the Perfect Strokes Universal Volumizing Mascara. The packaging feels really good, even in the mini version, so that's good. Here is the wand. And as we know, as mascaras are open for a little while, sometimes the formula changes, it, dries out a little bit, the performance changes a bit. So this is really just first impression. And I know first impressions can be, they're first impressions. You're not going to get a full review from that. But I always bring things back in favorites and fails when I have something to add for you. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss favorites and fails over the next couple months, because I'm sure I'll be talking about some of these things from this video as far as like a longer review of them if you're curious. So far I'm getting a little bit of length and volume, but not a lot. That's okay. We're just on the first coat. Let's see if we can wiggle this up. It's a very thick formula, so it's putting a lot of product onto the lashes where it's really needing the wiggling. And it's definitely more volumizing than lengthening, but it is a volumizing mascara, so that makes sense. And yes, I'm getting volume. I would say it's definitely weak on length though. So if you're looking for a mascara that does both, might not be it. But volumizing, yes, absolutely. We are getting that. We do have lash glue and fake lashes as well this time. So we're not going to leave it like this. We're going to put on lashes, but let's hold off on that for just a second and let my mascara dry, and we'll go into the face. So this is an old favorite for so many of us. If you've never tried a Tarte blush before, these used to be all the rage when I first started my channel. Everyone was all talking about the Tarte blushes, and I haven't bought a new one in a really long time. This is in the shade Seduce. Apples of the cheeks. And we're gonna blend. I hope this has the lasting power that I remember. We will see. I have a feeling it will. That is really pretty. Let me swatch this at full strength so we can see what we're dealing with. I think they only had one shade of this. So that might be too light for some of you. This guy right here, that's leftover eyeshadow. Ignore that. But this right here, that may be too light for quite a few people. That looks a lot more orangey on the skin than it does here, doesn't it? Weird. Okay. Well, it goes with my Oompa Loompa face. Okay, for lips, this is the reformulation of the KVD Beauty liquid lipstick. They were dry as hell. They were awful. And I'm hoping that these are better in the reformulation. Everlasting Hyperlight Vegan Transfer Proof Liquid Lipstick. This was $13. They only had this in one shade. This looks like a full size though. It says it's all day transfer proof wear now and an evolved formula for hyper lightweight comfort. So it's very important that I do this correctly because it needs to be over completely clean, dry lips. And the thing I always do when I put on lipstick is I always go me, 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 and you're not supposed to do that with this. So make sure my lips are nice and dry. Okay, and then after you put it on, you're supposed to blot it with a tissue. I'm just going to blot it with a paper towel. Okay, we will see. I'm quite nervous I'm going to do this wrong, but if I do it wrong, I'll just redo it. Uh-oh, okay, did I do that wrong? It says blot with a tissue and then let set for about 30 seconds to lock in the bold matte color. No rubbing or smacking. So I've got this ring of product that normally I would blend out. But because it's telling me not to, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let it set and then I'm going to apply another layer because this looks patchy as hell. And it was because of the blot that it's patchy. So maybe I shouldn't have blotted, but I'm just following their directions. Blot. It's definitely removing product when I blot. Because the thing is the way my lips mush together, it makes it so the placement is good. That's what always happens. I'm scared to put on a third layer, but I feel like it's so uneven. All right, we're just gonna leave it alone. Okay, let's leave it alone for a minute. Let me think about it. I'll come back to it. And let's do lashes. So this is the Sephora lash glue. Ooh, this lash glue has a smell. It's like sour chemically milk. That is a weird scent. You know what? It smells like school glue. That's what it smells like. It smells like school glue. And then I got these Sephora lashes. This is in the style Irresistible. I'm hoping these lashes will bring it all together because I am not a fan of this right now. Like at all, between the Oompa Loompa skin and all of the pink. And I'm just not feeling this right now, like at all. These are really cute. They're a little longer than I typically use, but I love the whole tapered thing. That is very much my jam. Give it a little trim. I'm going to trim off 2 pieces because I feel like that's what I need. And also it's really long at the front, so I'm going to trim off just that extra little piece of plastic. The band is pretty thick, so I'm thinking it's going to adhere pretty well. But it also is going to take a little longer to dry than the clear plastic bands I'm used to because I'm an Ardell girl. I love Ardell lashes and I love the clear band on them. It's like no matter how many lashes I get, whether they're expensive or less expensive, I always end up going back to my Ardell 120s, like no matter what. My Apple Watch is going to think I'm running. Your exercise goal has been met. All right, there we go. I feel like it's not adhering super well. Like I'm nervous about these staying on, honestly. All right, but we're going to smash them real good. They're also straighter than I'm used to. The way that they're laying are very, very straight. I'm not sure about this. I'm hoping they stay. Oh, okay. This does not feel very sticky, like at all. When you put on a lot of lashes, you can just feel it when it's on there good. So I'm gonna add another layer of glue, just like do this again and try to like layer it up really thick because it doesn't seem to be sticking very well. It's like that fine line between too dry and not dry enough. I think I got it, but I definitely rubbed off some of the eyeliner. Oh, this eyeliner is awful. Oh no. Because cheap doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, right? But sometimes it does. Maybe my lash is not dry enough. Let me leave it alone. Leave it alone, Jen. Stop touching it. For the liquid lipstick, it's definitely not comfortable. Like I can feel it on my lips, but it's better than the old formula where you could feel it and it was dry and it cracked and it felt terrible. I feel like this is similar, but I really don't like the way that it looks. It looks patchy with the blotting and everything. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the lip oil to take this off and I'm going to try it again because I really don't like the way my lips look. I really don't. See, it's so much prettier when you give it a little bit of hydration, but then that's going to make the long lasting go away. Like, look how much prettier that looks. So much prettier. See, it looks bad. It looks patchy. Should I blot? Because I feel like the blotting is what messed it up last time. But it's like I'm trying to follow the directions, but it looks like doo-doo when I follow the directions. What do you do then? Kind of like that maybe. Kind of patting off any excess. There we go. And now we don't have the messy issue. It looks better. It's still not my favorite, but it looks better. And it looks like my lashes are staying on, so that's good. Let's go ahead and zoom out real quick. I am not a fan of this at all. At all. Ew. I don't like it. I don't like this look. I don't like the way that I look. I feel like it's not cute. Let me take my hair down. Just excuse that it is a little bit greasy today because I wasn't able to wash it this morning, but see if it looks like my face looks better with my hair down. I feel like with my hair in a ponytail, it accentuates it, but still, like, I'm not loving this, and it's making me sad, and my lipstick is still patchy. And I just noticed you can really see what's going on there, that little acne scar. So let me try the concealer again real quick on that. There you go. So it does cover. It does work. But it only for very, very light stuff. It is currently 10:58. I've been trying to get this makeup on for an hour and a half. Like, what? But like we do, let's go outside and let's see how this looks in natural light and see if I look as Oompa Loompa as I feel. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, it is not a beautiful day here. It is raining. It is awful out. But let me show you how I look in the natural light. I don't feel like I'm as Oompa Loompa-y as I thought I would be, but I'm definitely not. It's not matching. It's not matching at all. Can you hear the wind back here? We have all these trees back here and the wind is kind of out of control. Okay, so the lips feel awful. They feel terrible. They feel dry and crumble. Like, they don't feel crumbly, but I mean, it's staying on. It's definitely good as far as the lasting, but it just doesn't look pretty. It looks bad. Lashes are definitely on. Blush looks good. Foundation looks good. We don't have any caking. It is a very thin concealer, so I would expect it not to be super cakey. But yeah, so far so good. I feel like the overall look isn't as bad in natural light as I felt like it was when I was downstairs in the filming space. I like it better in natural light, which I guess is a good thing. It's just fine. The finish on the foundation, I'm not sure if I like it. It might be because of the powder. So I'm gonna go about my day and I will be back in a little while and we'll do a quick check-in. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh my gosh, I was looking at the footage from earlier. My foundation looks so bad. Oh my gosh, I'm watching it and it's like, do you even realize how ridiculous you look? No, you don't. But you will later. But anyway, let's talk about what's happening with the makeup. So my lipstick, it's still very much on. It's not going anywhere, but it looks atrocious. Like, there's no way I would ever wear this like this. So what I'm gonna do is I want to redo the lipstick because this is not acceptable. I'm gonna redo the lipstick. I'm also going to redo my lashes with Duo Lash Glue because I wanna see whether it's the lashes themselves or the lash glue. So I'm gonna head down with you real quick and let's just redo that and see if we can doctor it a bit because this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. But other than that, like the eyeshadow looks really good. The blush is still perfect. It's not, the foundation isn't settling into my fine lines. I don't really like the finish, but part of that might just be that it is 100% the wrong shade. Like no doubt. And I looked, it is light medium. It's not medium. It's light medium. It's the like what I would normally order. The only other option for this foundation in the mini was fair light, which would have been too light for me. So they just didn't have my shade. I probably should have just skipped this one and done a different one. But I want to try this formula because it was new. So, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, let's head downstairs and let's fix these two problems and see if we can get another 4 hours on it and get some more information. Okay. I have my jacket on because it's so nasty out today. Oh my gosh. I am so looking forward to taking a shower later. Hopefully. Okay, so my water's still messed up. That's what's happening there. The water is currently off in my house. I'm $400 poorer and we're still figuring out what's wrong with it. That's the life of home ownership, unfortunately. So I'm just going to take some Bioderma and take this off. Oh, it tastes bad. Ugh. That was a terrible idea. Like, it's not even coming off. This stuff is hardcore. Let's make sure my lips are nice and dry. And I'm going to put this on the way I would normally put on a liquid lipstick without following any rules. It's already pretty much dry. You don't have a lot of wiggle room to put it on. I mean, it already looks prettier. But I wanted to follow the directions, so that's what we did. All right, let's take these babies off because we already know they're not sticking with the Sephora Lash Glue. So let's try Duo. Hopefully this works, but it might just be that it's a thicker band and they're harder to stay on than the skinny plastic bands. One thing I love about Duo too is that it doesn't have to be, like, it's not as finicky when it comes to how dry it needs to be. You can try adhering it a little bit earlier. You have like a shorter window of when it's too tacky, not tacky enough, where I feel like Duo, you have a lot more wiggle room. Now, I did just notice that the eyeliner completely came off when I put on the lashes, so I'm going to reapply that as well. See if I can do that. Oh my gosh, it looks so bad. This side's not bad. It was just this side. So we are in much better shape. My lips are very uncomfortable. They're very dry. They don't feel good, but we don't have any transferring, and I'm just gonna suffer through. Now that I've doctored the things, we're gonna go away again, and we'll be back in another 4 hours. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Day is done. Woo, well, not quite, actually. It's relatively early. It is 7:49, so it's been about 8.5, a little more than 8.5 hours since I put this on, since I finished the look. I have thoughts, my friend. I have thoughts. Let me really look and see what's going on here. Let me let you see what I see. Okay, check it out. See if you notice the same things that I notice. So let me turn this off. There we go. Okay. So we definitely have some positives going on here, but we have some negatives as well. Show you the concealer. We'll zoom out and we'll do a quick first impression review of all of the products. Base. Okay. So of course I can't give the Tarte a full review for so many reasons. Number one being it is by far the wrong shade for me. 100%. I've used this primer with so many different foundations, never had a problem with it having any issues. And if I'm going to be 100% with you, the lasting power on this is pretty good. It's still very much there. You can see because it's the wrong color that it is still very much all over my face. It was a light to medium coverage the way that I applied it, and I feel like it's still there at a light to medium coverage. What I didn't like was the finish of this. So, of course, it went on so dewy, and then when I put the powder on, it kind of made it matte, which, because it was so dewy, I would expect it to be more satin rather than matte once I put the powder on, but it didn't. So I do think that I'm going to invest in a full size of this in the correct shade. I think I'm just going to head to the mall and exchange this for the full size, because I'm super curious about this now, how it's really going to wear, and because it is a new product, I want to give you accurate information on it, and I don't think we're there yet. The concealer. This is what's weird about this, is I didn't feel like it did any real concealing under my eyes, but it did cover up that spot pretty well. And I want to show you this because I feel like something happened on my face skin that's not really representative of how this product probably works. So this is the full swatch of it. And if I just go like that on a full swatch of it, you can see it does have quite a bit of coverage there. So I think that it's just going to take a little bit of playing with, but at the price point that this is at, I don't know if this would be worth investing in a full size, just because it seems a little tricky to work with. And I would imagine if you blend this out with a beauty blender, it's going to basically blend out to nothing. But I do want to keep playing with this, using it with a brush, stuff like that, to see if I can get the coverage to be more what I personally like as far as my under eyes go. The eyeshadow primer, I don't like how liquidy it is, but I do like the pigmentation on it and how it made my eyes look as a base, that it had that little bit of tint to give a nice base for my shadows. And as you can see, like, even though I completely trashed this eyeshadow palette, my eyeshadow is still very much on. I am actually shocked. I thought it would be just disappeared, like gone, but it isn't. So I don't know if that's due to the eyeshadow primer or if this isn't as bad as I thought it was on initial application. I still don't like this. I didn't like the application of it. I don't really love the shades in here just as a full look. I have this Flirty Talk palette by ColourPop. This gave me confidence with using more pinks, so I thought with this I would be good, and I just wasn't. And I actually like mauve-y shades like this, which I thought I was getting with this, better than the more pinks that are in this one. So I thought this was going to even be a better choice than this, but I don't really like the way that they look. It would just took too much building, too much work, too much blending it out, putting it back, blending it out, putting it back. It just, even for $10, I don't think this is worth it. The eyeliner, also not worth it. When I'm putting it on my hand, I can go and it's fine because I can put some extra pressure, but when I'm putting it on my eye, it just took some building, and I don't feel like in today's society where we are not heating up our eyeliners with a hairdryer anymore, because we don't need to, this should be better, in my opinion. That's where it ends up. If this were 1996, I would probably think this was a pretty good pencil. But we've moved past that at this point. The Rare Beauty mascara I am really enjoying so far, but like I said as I was putting it on, definitely more volume than length, so thinking about what you need, you may like this more or not. Of course, I am wearing false lashes, so I would love to wear this more without lashes to see how it performs, but I don't see any flaking, and I ever have a smudging problem, so that's not going to be something that I can speak to, but I definitely don't see anything under my eyes. Maybe one little flake right there, just one. But I see more fallout from the eyeshadow than I see flaking from the mascara. The blush, freaking phenomenal, man. It's still good. Look how much blush I have. It's like I just put it on. It's still so much there. So much. It's perfect. It's perfection. Like, what? Why have I been neglecting these for the past 5-6 years? Because they're still amazing. The Sephora Lash Glue, I'm going to say it's trash. I'm going to say that it's awful because my Duo kicked its butt. It just didn't have the stickiness that it needed to have. And I knew something was going on when I applied it and was ready to put it on, and I couldn't see the lash glue at all anymore. Because like as the Duo dries down, you can kind of see this little iridescent shift, like you can still see it's wet. But this one, which I left on for the same amount of time, if not less, it dried down completely clear. And that made me a little nervous, and I should have been nervous because this stuff sucks. it's awful. The lashes, however, stayed on with the duo pretty well. I don't prefer the thicker band just because, like I said, they do go on a little bit more flat. And with the way my eyelids are rounded, I just personally prefer a lash that is more naturally rounded just right out of the case. And then that way it just goes on better and stays on better. But that's really a nitpick. This is a fine lash. The liquid lipstick, probably the most disappointing thing of all of this because I was really hoping that they made some significant improvements. And what I see in this is they just thinned it out. It's just a little bit thinner of a version. So because it doesn't go on so thick, you don't get the crumbling that you used to get with these. And it doesn't feel as heavy on the lips, but it is just as drying as it ever was. And I have been like trying to make my lips comfortable all freaking day. And I just feel like that this thing is just sucking the life out of my lips. Like I just feel parched. I feel it's awful. It feels terrible. And actually, speaking of that, I'm going to put on a little bit of this lip mask, which I would not say is a lip mask at all. It is not a lip mask. It is a lip oil. So if you were looking not for a lip mask, but for a lip oil that you can wear in the day or the night or wherever you want to wear it, this is fine. It's fine. I would not go out of my way to buy another one. I don't think that is a stellar formula. I don't think that it's something you need to run out and get. It's fine. You could replace this easily with anything else on the market. The only thing that makes it stand out is a little bit of the strawberry scent, but it's a plasticky strawberry. It's like strawberry shortcake doll adjacent is what it is. It's fine. And my lips feel so much better now that I have this on. Oh my gosh, somehow I missed this. Brow gel, flippin' fantastic. I love this so much, this brow gel, and I'm shocked because I was worried it was going to be messy, it was going to be heavy, it was going to be thick. None of those things happened. I am very pleasantly surprised. And look how good my brows look right now. They look so good. This is definitely one of my favorite things that I tried today. So just a quick bottom three, top three. We have in the bottom three, the Sephora Lash Glue, the KVD Liquid Lipstick, and the Sephora Eyeshadow Palette. For top three, we have the ABH DipBrow Brow Gel, and then we have the Rare Beauty Mascara and the Tarte Blush. So that is it for this video, which means that it is your turn in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness where we help each other not to buy crap and to buy things that are totally worth it. This is where you get to help me and help other people in the community. If you've ever tried any of these things, I would love your thoughts down in the comments down below. Or if you haven't tried them, what did you think about how they wore on me today? Do you have any additional thoughts that maybe I didn't think of? I would love to know anything you have to say down in the comments down below. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out so much. And if you would like to hang out just a little bit longer, YouTube should be recommending a couple videos for you right over here to watch, including one that I picked out for you special down at the bottom. YouTube's gonna pick the top one for you based on your viewing history, but if you do need to go, absolutely no problem at all. Thank you for hanging out as long as you did. Mad love to you, and I will see you in a video very, very soon. Bye!